Hey folks, welcome back again. We're continuing with some tricks from my kids act, which I think it's only fair. We saw some really awesome sleight of hand, and now we're seeing some really great stuff that you would normally see me perform on stage or at a children's birthday party or a school or a library. Bunch of fun stuff. This next trick is a very nice trick. This is something that's included in my show entitled Tricks My Grandpa Taught Me. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that my grandfathers, both of them, passed away when I was very young. I never got to know my grandfathers, which I think is part of the reason why I took to magic so much, because, in the magic community, there are so many men of mature age, most of them on their way out, and they all kind of became like surrogate grandpas to me, and it means a lot, and that's one of the reasons why I stuck with this for so long, because I guess that trying to fulfill that longing of having a grandfather. And this trick was shown to me by one of those grandpa figures, and I can only imagine my own grandfather performing the same trick for me when I was a kid. And I don't share all that with the kids, of course, at the magic show. What I tell them is, this is the first trick that my grandfather ever taught me, and he would show it to me, my brother, and my sister. It was a little game, a little gambling game, actually. We were taught to gamble at a very young age. He would hold up 3 cards, and he would show us that we had 1 6, 1 jack, and another 6. And the jack was in the middle. He would then look at my sister and say, I bet you all the money in your piggy bank jar that you can't tell me where that jack is. And she'd say, well, Grandpa, duh, it's in the middle. And he'd look at the cards and say, oh, really? You sound sure. Well, let's see. And that's 1, 2, and 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and the jack is now on top. He'd come to me and say, well, where's the jack? And I'd be like, well, it's got to be on top. You just showed it to me on top. And then he'd lift the cards again and say, oh, don't be so sure. Don't be so sure. Anything can happen when it comes to magic. 1, 2, and 3. And then he'd go to my little brother and say, okay, Mike, where's the card? Where is that jack? And of course my brother would say, well, Grandpa, you showed us it in the middle. And so he shows one more time, 1, 2, and 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Now by this point, we're getting kind of wise to his game. My sister says, I bet it's on top. Rick, you should bet that's in the middle. And Mike, you should bet that's on bottom. That way, no matter what, Grandpa had to lose. But, as most of us know, Grandpa never loses. He never loses. He held up the cards again and said, okay, I see what game you're playing. Very clever. My sister being the oldest, of course she'd think of that. But my grandpa's even older and a little wiser. And he'd take the cards and say, you think it's on top, you think it's in the middle, you think it's on the bottom. Well, obviously it's not on the bottom, but it's also not on the top. And it's also not in the middle. And that's number 1, 2, and 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And of course we'd yell, where's the jack? Where's the jack? You showed us the cards, where's the jack? Well, my grandpa, of course being very clever, had an envelope on the table the entire time. Pick up that envelope and say, it's not wise to bet against Grandpa. And so therefore I never did again. Because Grandpa's always right. And that's it, folks. And of course, during the actual magic show, I would get the kids yelling at me, where's the jack? Where's the jack? And they'd be shouting it back and forth. I can go through that thing like a dozen times, and they love it every single time. So, but that's it. That's it for this week. That's my my cool big card jack trick. And again, this thing plays very well. This is great during stage presentations, even for adults. I share this little story with adults and during corporate parties and functions and adult parties, and they get a kick out of it too, of course. It's a cool trick. So anyway, thank you folks very much. Again, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you visit me on Facebook. Also check out my Yelp page. Check out my brand new website. I got all this neat stuff going on, all this really cool stuff. So thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you come back, and I hope you help spread the magic. Thank you folks very much, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.